and welcome to everyone. This is Adelaide O'Dunson of Healthier Living, and I want to welcome you to the Wellness Revolution. Our focus this season is on embracing wholeness. And what we've planned this season is not only some of the finest interviews with amazing guests like David Wolfe, our guest tonight, that will assist you in embracing your wholeness, your recognition that health is your divine birthright, and there are natural ways in which you can achieve not just good health, but great health, optimum health, and really create the life that you want and deserve to have. I am so excited to have David Wolfe here tonight. For those of you who don't know David, and personally I think David, for many of us, he's a household name, but he really deserves to be a household name because of the work that he is doing. He's considered one of the world's top authorities on natural health, beauty, nutrition, herbalism, organic superfoods, and one of my favorite things, chocolate. He is a leader in the field because of his vision and his mission, his incredible ability to educate, and also his incredible business skills. David has achieved rock star status in this field, and he really is someone who is an inspiration to a lot of us, and he's helped people to take charge of their health and their lives. And his commitment is really to help us to be healthy and to be healthy at an amazing level. I don't know if any of you read the blog that David put out. I follow David. I love his work, but he did a blog recently, which for those of you who don't know him, I think really says a lot about who he is and what he has dedicated his life to for the last 20 years. So I really want to encourage you to take the time to go to David's blog. And what he wrote about was, he wrote about what true wealth was. And he started it off and said, why I am not a millionaire. Well, when I got that, of course, it caught my eye. But truthfully, I thought David was a millionaire. He's he's been doing this work forever. He's incredible. He does amazing work. He's owned, if you ever go and see him at the Longevity Conference, and 1,200 people go to his events, and it's absolutely packed. And it's just extraordinary. And in this blog, which I will put the link in my email, but it was in the Longevity Warehouse blogspot.com. This is what he said. He says true wealth or happiness in oneself is directly proportional to the happiness one brings to others. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to David Avocado Wolfe. This is who he is. The work he does is extraordinary, and we're honored to have him here with us for an hour.
Thank you so much, Adelaide. That was an amazing introduction.
Well, it says everything I feel about you, and it's absolutely true. All right. Now, I know everybody wants to hear you give us masses of amazing information, and your topic tonight is superfoods to boost your immune system, your adrenals, and thyroid function. And when I was discussing this topic, I realized, truthfully, I could have picked anything because David is such a mine of information about so many things. But we absolutely live in a time where there are so many immune disorders, and there is such an epidemic of people who are dealing with stress and adrenal fatigue, thyroid dysfunction, that this is a great topic, and I know that you have a wealth of information of superfoods that we can begin to incorporate into our lives right now that will make a huge difference. And let's face it, inflammation, chronic inflammation, has been really found to be at the root of so many conditions and diseases. So I think this is a great topic for us, David.
I agree. I love this topic, actually. I think it's so pertinent to our times, and it's absolutely critical in the work that I do. My work is about educating people on what our food choices really can be, what's possible, and opening up the possibilities so that we can see that there's much more out there than the conventional fare or the food pyramids that we've been sold in the past.
Great. So let's just jump right in there, and let's talk about the depleted immune systems that we have, and what are some of the immediate changes? If you had to just tell everybody on the call today an immediate change that they could make that would make a radical difference in terms of their immune system, and I know there are many, but I wonder where you would start.
Actually, the most immediate and simplest thing you could do instantly is get grounded, is get connected back to the earth. And in the middle of winter, which is where we're at right now, for most of us who are on this call right now in the Northern Hemisphere, that doesn't happen a lot in the winter, and that causes static electricity to build up in our house, to build up on our bodies, and that actually disables our immune system. There is a connection between the production of static electricity. You know that feeling around November when the atmosphere dries out in the Northern Hemisphere and you start getting sparks and shocks when you touch metal objects? That is actually a symptom that there's going to be trouble with our immune system, because static electricity breaks down our immune system, and static electricity is pushed off of us immediately when we just go out and we touch a tree, we touch the ground, we go walk on the beach, we go walk on a grass lawn, or go walk in a park barefoot. So that's number one thing I want to put out there, because even though it sounds so obvious and so simple, there's a huge amount of research over the last 11 years, actually 11 major studies, that have indicated that this thing of not touching the earth, wearing shoes all the time, being in houses all the time, being on the second story of a house all the time, being in offices all the time, has a huge effect on our immune system. And we've got to touch the earth to discharge that static electricity and get our immune system charged up with the negative electricity of the earth instead of the static electricity of the atmosphere, which is a positive charge.